And after about 10 minutes of it, I was convinced I'd got a duff phone. And I'm chatting away with Samsung support saying, hey, look, have I got a problem? This thing is not even out yet. What do I do if I do have a problem? Because I need my new phone. I was going to do a review on it. But look what came to the door when the doorbell rang. It is not out yet. S22 Ultras. I'm going to open this box and going to get me a first look. All right. Come on, TJ, get in close. You want to take a look at this? So I went for the Burgundy. I was going to go green. I couldn't decide. I went for the Burgundy. I made my decision. I'm a big boy. I got to live with it. I'm thinking I would have liked the green more, but it's okay. I still got to buy this stuff, okay? They don't send it to me free yet. Come on, Samsung. Help a brother out. So very slim box. There she is. Check out those lenses. I'm not really a fan of big phones. I gotta tell you, I've struggled to use them in the past, but I have never been as excited as I am right now to move this into daily driver territory and try this Samsung S22 Ultra on a day in, day out basis. Because I'm finding in my business as an entrepreneur, I'm using my phone more and more, and I'm using my computer less and less. Because there's so many things I can do so quickly on the phone. A lot of it's social, obviously. Hope you've been checking out the Reels. You need to go Mike Drops Tech on Instagram and TikTok so you can check those Reels out. But we decided to post them consistently so you can get little shorts and see what we're doing here in the studio. I'm gonna peel this off. I always like to save everything because it's just the way I am. But I gotta tell you, first gander here, this thing's beautiful. Got the S Pen, just like the old Notes. Pops in. Oh, it feels nice. Oh, it feels nice and firm, dude. It's got like a rubberized finish on it, so you don't drop it so much. So this is my S22 Ultra. What else in the box? Not really a whole lot. They've taken everything out. I mean, I got my SIM tool. If I can get in this box, I can tell you what else is in it. It feels like something's in there. My guess is it's just a cable. Yeah, just a USB-C to USB-C. And that's basically it. No charger, no earphones, no anything. Thank you, Apple. You all took it all out there trying to save a few pennies, and now everybody's copied this. Galaxy Note S22 Ultra. Oops, my bad. It's not called a Note, but really it kind of is because it looks just like one. Let's take a quick look here. First impressions of the new phone. Oh, it looks just like a Galaxy Note. Well, that's because it kind of is just like a Galaxy Note. It's just like the Note 20. If you've seen a Note 20 or you've used a Note 20, you've got these kind of curved chamfered sides on the edges. And then with that round comes the flat top and bottom. I almost wish I could kind of stand it, but it doesn't seem to want to. But it feels like it should. It's very flush. It's very square on the corners. Some people have criticized this for being a little bit too square, a little bit too harsh. Honestly, I haven't found it that way in the little bit of time that I've had it. It's very comfortable in the hand. And I know a lot of people have different opinions about these screens that curve around the edges. Samsung obviously had the full curve a couple of years ago, and they've dialed it back. I still think it's a nicer finish than a flat screen. And it's definitely easier to just roll your thumb across when you're trying to swipe with the gestures. So cameras, this is everything this phone is about right here. You have got telephoto, two of them, a 3x and a 10x. You've got the regular camera. You've got a wide angle camera. You've got 108 megapixels in total camera capability. And what it does with that, if you don't know already, is it basically takes 4 pixels and clusters them together so that those 4 together make one kind of bigger pretend pixel. So really, the effective resolution isn't 108 megapixels. It's a lot lower than that. But what it does is it produces stunning images. Now, obviously, I haven't had time to do a camera test, but let me tell you, I was goofing around with the cameras, zooming in at 30x, zooming in at 10x, completely usable, very, very good looking pictures. I'm not sure how they do it. I know I've seen some things on YouTube. They've been out there dialing in at 50x and even 100x, and I don't know what to tell you, but it's incredible. I saw a comparison of a 30x shot with this against an iPhone 13 Pro Max, where the Pro Max was basically unusable and a big blob of pixels, This thing was clear as day, and you could read the text on the image that it was taking a picture of. As always with Samsung, you've got all the usual modes: the standard photo, the pro photo, the standard video, the pro video, portrait mode video, hyperlapse, slow-mo, ultra slow-mo. You can have a lot of fun with the really, really slow-mo. It's like 240 frames per second. I've played around with it a lot on previous gens, and they come out looking awesome. The camera system is everything about the phone. As I said, it's what sets it apart. There is no phone to beat, from what I've seen so far, the S22 Ultra when it comes to taking pictures. And the portrait mode video is pretty good. I know some folks are going to say, oh, but I want cinematic mode. You know, it doesn't do it. I would rather take the portrait mode in 4K than cinematic mode in 1080p when I'm shooting pictures of the kids, the dog, the cat, or the usual everyday stuff that we do, or as a business owner or an entrepreneur, if I'm trying to get some footage for work, I want to put some stuff on YouTube or whatever. It's nice the way that the cinematic mode kind of works, but the 1080p I think is going to come back and bite. You know I love them. Samsung AMOLED LED screens, the best of the best. The screen's magnificent, 120 Hertz. As Samsung typically does, by default, it ships at a lower resolution than the screen is capable of running. You can turn that up if you want the highest capability. It's butter smooth. It looks beautiful. I've been comparing it to my Galaxy Tab Ultra to kind of figure out which one looks nicer or not. They've got their own nuances and they're not identical in the way they portray colors, which I think is interesting because they're both Samsung screens, but it's a beauty and it works really well. Interesting thing, I was syncing this with my iPhone, transferring over my information because this is going to be my new daily driver for a while. And while it was plugged in with the official Apple cable and it was syncing everything over, I was still wanting to play on the phone because that's what we do, right? We get new gear, we want to play with it. The screen was glitching crazy. So if you are going to buy one and you are going to be switching from an iPhone to a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, don't freak out and get paranoid when your screen starts doing weird things. I would be typing and pressing on keys and it would hit like 3 times even though I only pressed it once. Or I'd be trying to swipe up to unlock and the screen would be kind of shimmering up and down and it wouldn't let me unlock. And after about 10 minutes of it, I was convinced I'd got a duff phone. And I'm chatting away with Samsung support saying, hey, look, have I got a problem? This thing is not even out yet. What do I do if I do have a problem? Because I need my new phone. I'm going to do a review on it. And as soon as I unplugged that iPhone cable, all systems were fine. So there you go, a little friendly tip from Mike. Don't panic if you're transferring info from your iPhone using your Apple cable. All will be well, dear sir or dear madam, as soon as you unplug it and everything's moved over. So this is the first year you can get the S Pen on a Galaxy S series phone. But again, it's not really an S series phone. It's really a Note that they just rebranded and renamed. But you do have the S Pen. It does pop out the bottom. It's nice to have. I've never been a huge S Pen user. I never really got it in the old days, but they've definitely stepped their game up. You can use it as a remote control, press a little button on it. It takes a picture for you if it's on a tripod. One of the things that's really cool about the S Pen is you can pop it out when the phone is turned off. You don't need to turn the phone on. You don't need to press a button. You don't need to do anything. And you can instantly write on the screen and it captures it. I think that's really cool. I'm not looking around for my fingerprint. I'm not worrying about who's looking at my PIN code. If I'm in a meeting or I'm visiting with somebody and I just want to grab something and capture it down, definitely a useful feature. The other thing I'm really enjoying about the S Pen, and actually the pen on the Galaxy Tab even more, is just being able to take a screenshot of something and circling it and saying, hey, look at this or whatever. I know you could do it on different devices already. I just never really got into them that much. These things came with the pen, so it made it super easy, no friction for me. And I've been goofing around with it and having a lot of fun. Sent my wife a little love note, drew a little heart. It recorded the whole thing, sent the motion video over. And look, gimmicks work, okay? I know it's a high-end phone, but I like to play around with it as well. And I think you're gonna like it too. So if you do pick one of these up, goof off, check it out, play around with it, and see what you think. From a software perspective, typical Samsung, One UI 4, minor tweaks, minor improvements. Let's face it, we are pretty much at peak smartphone here. It's about evolution, not revolution. They're polishing some more, they're chamfering edges, doing just the final little details. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but I can tell you that One UI 4's improvements over One UI 3 do seem to make a difference. I don't seem to struggle as much if I'm in a menu looking for something, or the layout on my tab seems like it's more intuitive. and makes more sense. There's an intangible that comes with technology that's really hard to describe the why, but it makes the difference on the device. For example, you can look at the weights of these two phones. This is about 299 grams or something like that. And the tablet, for example, is 760 grams. So it's 3 times the weight. But in your hand, when you're holding and using them, the tablet doesn't feel 3 times heavier than the phone. That's what I call an intangible. Even though it is 3 times heavier, in practical day-to-day use, it doesn't feel that way. And I think that's what Samsung's nailed really well on this generation of devices, is the X factor. It's the intangible factor. It feels great. It's smooth. Everything seems like it works. I haven't had anything go wrong. It's fast. I can skim around. I'd like a little bit less bloatware, please. I don't need Samsung everything, like 900 apps call Samsung. Give me the choice to download them. Don't just put them on there and then stop me being able to remove them. There's also been some talk about messages. Some people have said, oh, Samsung's moved over to Android messages now by default. Yes and no. Google Messages is on here, but so is Samsung's. I'm still confused about that. It's one of the things I don't like about Samsung phones, and I've never understood why they double up on everything. I can't remove Samsung's messages, but I don't want it because I'm using Android messages or Google Messages. However, let me give you a little caveat here of something I have noticed. So you're going to get a tip from Mikey for free. You are welcome. I use Microsoft Office for one of my businesses. I use Google Suite for another of my businesses. And so sometimes I've set devices up using Gmail to keep everything separated from Outlook. On this phone, I set it up and I used Outlook for everything. However, the Outlook widget, and I like widgets because I like to see quick information on my phone screen. The Outlook widget is not very pretty. Neither is the OneNote widget. Samsung put a lot of effort into their widgets, and they let you have transparency sliders from 0 to 100%. Look, I know we're getting technical here, but just bear with me. I'm going to show you what I mean. When you look at this screen, look how pretty Samsung's widgets are. You can set them at like a 30% transparency or a 40% transparency, and they just look yummy on the screen. I can't do that with Outlook. So what I actually ended up doing is, even though I use Outlook for my email, I actually turned on email in Samsung's mail app for the only purpose of using the widget. And other than that, I'd never touch it and don't go into it. And I go into my regular Outlook app. I know, you might not care about it, okay? I'm just trying to help. The widgets are beautiful. A lot of the companies out there have made pretty widgets. Microsoft, step your game up. Make them pretty like everybody else's. They'll look even better. Okay. To wrap up, no micro SD card. A lot of people still go on about that. I can tell you, I used to have Samsung phones with micro SD cards in it, and I never put one in. Now I don't have one. I wish there was one there because I want to put one in. We just want what we can't have, people. It's okay. Plenty of storage if you need it. It goes up to 512 and all that good stuff. Overall, what do I think about the phone? I'm very impressed. It's a big phone. You know that getting into it, so don't be surprised. Am I going to enjoy it for the next year? I don't know. I'm making it my daily driver, but it seems to work great. The software is slick. Everything moves quick. A lot of customization from Samsung in the software makes Samsung the best Android manufacturer out there. Listen, I've had the Pixels. I got the regular and the Pro. This is a far nicer phone to use than a Pixel 6 Pro. It's the small things. It's the private share. It's the way I can do essentially AirDrop like an Apple device from a Samsung to a Samsung device because they already built it in. There's lots of Samsung touches here in One UI 4 that you don't see in Android anywhere else, and it's what's made them the biggest Android manufacturer out there. If you're thinking about switching, I would highly recommend going with Samsung if that's your first foray into Android from iPhone. If you're an Android user already and you want to upgrade, I don't think there's a better phone out there right now, and I don't think there's going to be a better phone out there for a long time on the market in Android or, in fact, across all manufacturers for 2022. This is the phone to beat. Go out, check it out, play on it in Best Buy. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Until next time, let's go out there and be amazing.